Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. I'm going to expose silver prices. I'm going to expose the truth behind silver, what it really means to stack silver, the real potential, and silver's real value. A lot of people try to downplay silver, try to sweep it under the rug, act like it's just an industrial metal that has no potential, it's a bear market, and they're never going to talk about silver was $50 twice in the last 35 years. They're not going to talk about that. They're going to downplay silver and make it seem like it's a bad investment for you because silver is a direct threat to the US dollar. It's a direct threat to fiat currency because the higher ups, the banks, the central banks, the governments, they want you to be a slave to the system. And if you're in debt, you're a slave to the system. That's why they're going to push stock markets on you, because stock markets are pegged to the dollar. They're going to push credit cards on you. They're going to push student loans on you because they want to keep in control of you. And if you are investing into something like gold and silver, you're going against the grain because you are in complete control of your money, and they want that middleman snatched. They want that upper hand on you. It's the truth. It's scary, but it's the truth. People invest into gold and silver to live financially free because our money is worthless. Money isn't actually money. Gold and silver is real money. Gold and silver is real money. Now, time and time again, I mentioned the beneficial factors, the beneficial position that silver has in the everyday world. But I'm going to switch things up. I really want to understand what or how silver's price is determined from a day-to-day basis in this century. Back in the day, I feel it was more from supply and demand and more from its ratio coming out of the ground compared to gold, right? Back in the day, historically, it was 2.5 to 1. The gold to silver ratio was 8 to 1, 16 to 1, because it comes out of the ground roughly 8 to 1, 10 to 1. That's why the gold to silver ratio was that ratio, right? It was accurate. Silver is 10 times more common than gold is, so it's 10 times cheaper. But now we see the ratio, the gold to silver ratio, at 110 to 1, even though it still comes out of the ground roughly 8 to 1. Why is that? In the 30s, FDR changed the gold to silver ratio from 16 to 1 to 75 to 1. That's extreme silver price manipulation. That's extreme undervaluing. That's killing the silver market. But for what? What did that accomplish? To make gold a royal metal? To make gold the metal of kings? Gold doesn't perform any better than silver does. Actually, silver performs better than gold in most cases. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. Now, I'm not trying to hate on gold. I'm just trying to understand why the ratio is so high. When is silver going to have its turn? When is silver going to outperform gold? When is silver going to naturally rise or fall regardless of what gold does? Regardless of what stock markets do? Regardless of all the unnecessary bullcrap, right? That's really what this video is about. When is silver's price naturally going to rise? Supply and demand is one of the most influential factors, right? As it should be. But stock market volatility, FOMC cutting interest rates, that stuff seems silly. It's a completely different market. I understand that people transfer their money out of stocks or into stocks from gold or to silver, or from gold to silver or to gold to silver, in and out. You know, they transfer the money where the dollar to, or where whatever is going to make them the most profit. But I still see a lot of speculation. I still see a lot of speculation. And these markets are supposed to be the least speculative markets out there, right? Gold and silver have intrinsic value, so speculation should be thrown out the door. Bitcoin is an investment that should be based off of speculation because it rises and falls off people's opinion. The dollar is based off of speculation. It's faith-based. The dollar is only as strong as people's faith in it. But gold and silver have real uses, so the speculation shouldn't be affected or influenced at the rates that it is. But it's happening. It's happening. We do see spoofing. We do see market manipulation on other sides of the playing field, right? Which is interesting and it's scary. And I wonder how it's going to play out with JP Morgan, Merrill Lynch, the Dutch bank, all placing false buy orders on exchanges and canceling the orders. So there is shadiness going on. I'm curious to what degree that is affecting prices. What do you think the most influential things are that affect silver's price? U.S.-China trade negotiations, U.S.-Iran tensions, U.S.-China trade wars, the virus pandemic happening, FOMC cutting interest rates, stimulus packages, quantitative easing, monetary policies. The list goes on. There's so many things. Stock market volatility. There's so many things that affect gold and silver's price. The state of the economy, the 2020 presidential election, right? But what are the top things to influence silver's price and why? And should those things really be influencing silver's price at the rate that it is? Because speculation should be a very low player in the game. Stock market volatility, I get it, but not to the rate. The dollar index makes sense to some degree, but I still think that silver should have more space for itself, more room to grow regardless of these other things, right? Because silver is used in technology, it's used in the industrial applications, it's used in the medical world. So I don't see why these things are affecting silver's price so heavily. I understand that everything's intertwined and everything's going to get affected to some degree, but I just don't get why it's to the rate that it is, especially when we talk about speculation and price manipulation, right? JP Morgan calls Bitcoin a scam. Bitcoin shoots down thousands of dollars. The day afterwards, JP Morgan buys Bitcoin, millions of dollars in Bitcoin. They knew they can influence the people in the markets. They told everyone to sell their Bitcoin. Everyone sold it off thinking Bitcoin was a scam. JP Morgan, the next day, knowingly bought millions of dollars in Bitcoin because they influenced the people, there's speculation on the markets, and JP Morgan got Bitcoin for a lot cheaper, and that was the whole plan. That was their whole plan. That's a speculative market. The markets are based off of how people think the markets are, quote unquote think. If the people think that Bitcoin is strong, then Bitcoin's going to do well. If people think Bitcoin's a scam, Bitcoin's going to do bad. But gold and silver should not be in that playing field. Gold and silver should not be in the same category as that type of investment, as that type of asset. So I passed the question to you. What will it take for silver's price to naturally rise or fall? It doesn't even matter about rising or falling. It could be either or, right? Just what is going to pull silver apart from not only gold, but everything else as well, everything under the sun. Is it going to take more investors? Silver's a small market, so it's not moved at the rate that gold does. Gold is seen more of a monetary metal because it's a safe haven. But if people see silver as such metal or as such investment, it has before. I wouldn't be surprised to see if demand starts picking up what that could do to a market. But if the demand starts picking up and the supply is diminishing, we have another problem right there, which could push prices higher. And that's a natural rate that silver's price could rise, is supply and demand. But not all this other silly nonsense, right? So anyways, I passed the question on to you. I just wanted to make this video because it was on my mind. I'm curious what you think about this. Do you think that silver prices are being manipulated, being swayed, and to what degree? Do you think manipulation, spoofing is happening? What do you think the major players in the game are, and will this ever change? Right? If we're talking about $100+ silver, something has to change. The ball has to drop. And I definitely think it will sooner than later. It has before. It doesn't mean it can't happen again. It more than likely will, especially if history repeats itself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought this video was educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on post notifications, click that bell. You will get notified every single time I post a video. If you want the newest, latest, freshest, most up-to-date, recent information in the world of precious metals, I am your guy. This is your channel. Make sure you stay subscribed because I am busting my butt on a daily basis to give you the newest, latest, freshest, most up-to-date information, which in return will affect the way you stack your silver and how much success goes along with it, right? You need to stay informed on a day-to-day basis because times can change like the snap of a finger, and I'm here to let you know what's going on. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.